Good evening, everybody. Mr. Olvero and Mr. Victor.
Good evening. Look at Mr. Victor. What's that in your hand?
We're going to talk about, we're not talking about ejaculation, retention, no, this is the theme tonight, or not?
Yeah, but
oh shit, I mistake. This is not about this today. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
We're not
please,
plumbing.
don't mind me. Don't mind me. Go on.
No, please tell us about that. So tonight we're talking about semen retention and what is the benefits and what is the risks, the good and the bad of semen retention and what it can do for you.
Sí, esta noche hemos hablado de la retención del semen, de los beneficios o si incluso puede haber riesgos, qué mitos hay y cuál ha sido nuestra experiencia.
I can start talking about something that I work with and I know, besides King, the things I show you, is as a tantric masseur, practitioner. Mostly we use in Tantra the idea of not ejaculation during a tantric massage, because we work with the concept of that through ejaculation, you lose the energy, and we better work with the energy in another direction, which can help in many different ways. For example, for people that have problems with premature ejaculation, is very beneficial if you work with not ejaculating and when you're working with the massage, for example, with the tantric thing, but also the benefit that you can have that the body is not in control. I mean, this feeling of wanting to ejaculate is not on top of your head. And then you work more in the idea of enjoying with your partner, experimenting, working with the body, and there is no focus in the ejaculation. And for many certain people, not ejaculating also say that is beneficial for keeping the energy. And there's, as Johan said, there's the pro and the good and bad of it. I believe for me, I think this, I know that it's good for the body ejaculate every now and then. We all know that. But sometimes it's good not only focus on ejaculation.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Yes, absolutely. Alvaro.
Yeah, maybe I can speak from the participant in Tantra groups. So not as a therapist, but I was really curious and I took a test, and after I participated in a 2-day retreat with an aunt, and it was a screening of your hormones, and it came up that I had 4 times more serotonin, 4 times more testosterone than the average, and the doctor, was really shocked, and he said, well, are you taking, are you in hormone therapy or something like that? And I said, no, it's just, I've been practicing some Tantra, and I was really curious. And yes, I was expecting the serotonin and the dopamine, some other neurotransmitters to be high, but I would never have, realized that it had Tantra has an impact on testosterone. Yo le contaba que como punto de vista del participante en Tantra, hace unas semanas estuve en un retiro con Anand de 2 días y me hice una prueba que con neurohormonas, y yo esperaba que la dopamina, la serotonina, estas estuviesen altas, pero además el médico se sorprendió cuando vio los resultados porque tenía 4 veces más testosterona de la media. Y esto puede ser por el Tantra. It was really interesting.
Yes, thank you very much. And that's actually amazing that your testosterone levels can rise just over a period of 2 days or maybe 5 days, because I think you also stopped not the same day as the retreat
Yes,
started.
I refrained from ejaculating in like 2 months earlier. So yes, I know there is a build-up.
Yeah. Okay, wonderful. For me, my experience is my testosterone is very low, so I'm definitely going to do more semen retention. When we are much younger, for us, everything, you have to come and ejaculate maybe 2 or 3 times a day, or maybe more, and you lose a lot of energy. But and even a man, when he had sex and had ejaculation, he wants to turn around and just sleep, and for us, you left with your body feel depleted of energy. But once you are not ejaculating and you build up that energy and you breathe in the orgasm right through your body, you actually have so much energy in you that you don't feel depleted, that you are actually vibrating with all the energy. And even that, just that, gives you so much power in yourself. But also, I think it is about the realization and the feeling, mindfulness.
Ahora nos cuenta Johan que a él le pasa la parte contraria, que suele tener la testosterona baja y que quiere probar a ver si realmente con la retención del semen sube esto o se empareja. Y que realmente es un ejercicio de elección, no es cuestión de voluntad, dejo de tener orgasmos, sino de utilizar esos órganos, esa energía que se genera en el orgasmo para poder utilizarla en su cuerpo.
Thank you. Mr. Victor, tell us about those devices that you had. What you do with this?
This is device number 1. This is for basically actually is control ejaculation. It's a control over somebody that this person wouldn't be touching his penis, and he will be not being masturbated, because the dominant has the key of the lock. So this person will be locked, and he will allow him to ejaculate when he thinks is necessary. Or for example, when the person needs to wash and clean up. This is actually, well, we have another one. You can see now. It's a huge culture now. It's a kind of, let's say, we can talk about underground kinky culture, where it's very much in the game of cam control and cam control of ejaculation, control denial, cam denial it's called actually. And then what happened, that the person you just cannot play out of the thing, is that when you sleep during the night, you will very possibly have an erection. So then it's going to be a little bit painful. Well, sometimes it can be very painful, but it's part of the game. And what does this mean? It's part of a kinky game. Here we have another version. It's in plastic as well. It's less, well, you can see that it's different size for a small penis, big penis. This is for a larger penis. So it's all type of size and materials. And then what's interesting, what happened here is about in game is a chassis device game, where the chassis, the person that wear the chassis device is controlled by the dominant, the master. That we were talking about the energy, how that works. Like, see, you don't lose the energy in the ejaculation, but this is very interesting what happened with the connection between the partners with this device. You really feel like that there is connection. The person that wear it will remember all the time that there is something going on, and that is something going on is give you some discipline. Don't masturbate all the time. And then keep this energy for when we have the session or not. Sometimes you can go for longer periods of chastity, and it's a very interesting game every year on internet. It's a month, it's called in October, it's called Locktober, with all the people that are into this kind of game go in chastity for 1 month, and it's called Locktober. There's something that you also can practice by yourself, even if we not necessarily need to have a key holder. And it's a website, it's called Emma Lock. So you have a kind of a cyber master that will tell you when and how go in or out and you will lose points if you get out. So it's very much self-discipline. And then from there, I will take it to the Tantra thing. What I was just telling you in the beginning, and it's about that you are not focused only in the genital area, and then you just put your head and your energy in something else, and especially when you with your partner, that you can explore the body of your partner, you can play with your partner as long as you want, and it's nobody's telling you don't ejaculate. Tantra don't tell you don't ejaculate. What they say that the benefit that we have if we don't, or basically if we have control over it, it's not that controls you. You know, that is a very important thing. Ahora, en español más cortito, le estaba mostrando aquí estos cinturones de castidad que tenemos aquí, diferentes maneras, que ya lo han visto, y que es un juego que hacemos en el mundo kinky, que es el control del maestro y el esclavo, y con este control lo que se logra básicamente es trabajar un poco la disciplina no eyacular. Es un juego que hace la conexión entre el maestro y el master slave very intense. Es una conexión muy intensa, y porque el sumiso recordará todo el tiempo cuando que tiene esto en su pene, y es una fórmula en donde el sumiso le entrega del poder al maestro, al dominant. It's exchange of power. This is part of the power exchange dynamic, actually.
Thank you, Mr. Victor. Alvaro, we talked about you know, the consciousness of semen retention, or actually ejaculation all the time. Can you maybe tell us about that, please?
Well, I think that we all agreed, and with people from with different ages and different cultures, and we all agreed that in the end, ejaculation is a choice. If you live in a conscious sexuality. Todo el grupo de hombres que estábamos de acuerdo en que en el fondo la eyaculación es una elección, y eso es cuando vives una sexualidad consciente. So I think the energy when you move, if you ejaculate, that means you have an orgasm and you liberate sperm. There is a number of hormones, and there is a physical movement, and it would all involve like the pelvic area. And if you have an internal orgasm, there are many different sort of orgasms, but if you sort of raise up that energy from your pelvic area up to your head, you are engaging your whole body, and there are different aspects of arousal too. So it's only the pleasure you feel, or the pleasure you give, because you can last longer in what you're doing. Entonces, si vemos un orgasmo de cuerpo entero, hay distintos tipos de orgasmos, pero si conseguimos subir esa energía desde la pelvis hasta arriba, vamos a involucrar a todo el cuerpo y a distintos niveles, y no solamente va a ser el placer que sintamos, sino también el placer que podamos generar a otra persona, porque simplemente, aunque sea el tiempo, va a ser más dilatado, vamos a poder tener una sexualidad más consciente.
So thank you. And I think in the spiritual world, there is this whole movement, you know, about semen retention. But then also in the medical world, it is you have to ejaculate as as many times as you can, especially if you're older, so that they keep their prostates healthy and all those little blood vessels and tubes that's in your testes, so that the semen can move freely and it's not so thick and it doesn't get blocked and all of those things. So I think the census that we came up with is it's like a 50-50. And I think it's all about where you are in your life. If you are more towards spirituality and you want to do more tantra work and so forth, that it is good for you, then you do that. And if you think, no, health-wise, it's good for you to ejaculate quite a lot, it's good for you. But the thing that I think it is all about choice, and it's about a 50-50, and it is absolutely where you are in your life, and consciousness about sexuality.
Claro, y Johan nos dice que en el fondo el consenso del grupo ha sido que como es una elección, no hay razones médicas para hacerlo o no hacerlo, no hay razones espirituales para hacerlo o no hacerlo, sino sentir que te pide el cuerpo y que quieres hacer, y que la sexualidad es plástica y cada uno tenemos una historia distinta, y el eyacular o no es una elección de cada uno, y es saber dónde estamos en ese equilibrio, si queremos o no.
Yes, and I also just want to say we are not medical practitioners and we are not spiritual gurus. We are just normal men, and I think it's all about a balanced lifestyle. So, and you would know what's right for your body. Nobody can tell you what's not right for your body, and also for who you are.
But also, I think it's important to make a remark, as especially if you include that in what is encountered with another person, man, woman, whatever you have. If you focus only in ejaculation, this means you will use the person as a bag where you ejaculate and then leave it at the side. And then it's not conscious, it's not growing, it's not going anywhere. So I think the point is not ejaculate. The point is not to be conscious that you are exchanging energy with somebody else. And it's not about being spiritual or not. I think we must be both. I'm working on both sides, the profane and the sacred. For me, it's very important to recognize the whole side, because all the time it's like a separate. You know, if I'm a spiritual, I can have sex, or and if I am on the other side, no, I cannot be a spiritual. So I think there's a moment that we have to connect the two things and take the benefit of each side and put it on the table and say, listen, we can do that as well. And then at the end, it's be happy.
Absolutely. And I think porn in today's life, or the availability of pornographic made it that we are so disconnected with who we are. And I think we have to connect again and be in touch with who we are, that total conscious living.
Claro, nos decía Johan, muy resumido, que es un grupo de hombres y no somos ni médicos, no somos sanitarios, ni somos guías espirituales, sino hablamos de nuestro testimonio y de lo que creemos. Y Víctor también nos decía que en esa sexualidad consciente la eyaculación no es una descarga, ni utilizo a la otra persona como algo sobre el que descargarme, sino que elijo, y esa energía que se genera es muy íntima y es muy poderosa. Y bueno, también Johan nos contaba que ahora tenemos un acceso a la pornografía que nos puede llegar a perjudicar si pensamos que la relación sexual o la relación íntima se concluye en la eyaculación, o que todo el interés que puede tener la relación es la eyaculación. Y por eso decimos que es una elección el eyacular.
Thank you, Alvaro. And thank you, Mr. Victor. I think if you want to know more about the B-tantric a lifestyle or community, there's a link below on the video, and we will gladly would like to invite you to join us.
Sí, nos recuerda Johan que en Bitantric es donde se van a grabar se alojan las grabaciones las actas que hacemos, los resúmenes, pero que para participar es los jueves a las 8:30 de la tarde de Europa Central.
Thank you, guys. Have a nice evening.